Welcome to smarthelping.com. It's 4:36 p.m. here, March 23rd. I'm going to get my third model out of the week. As you know, my day job is building complex and unique financial models, Excel models for all kinds of uses. And today I had a little bit of time in between things, so what I did was build. Now I've done some tracking in the past, but it was more about getting bonuses with hurdles and all that. This is a simplified version, and it's just supposed to be straightforward. So it's going to say what were the sales that they received, or what were the sales that they made, what was their goal, variance, and that's it. And then we got some visuals. So let me just walk you through how this Excel sheet will work. And there's a lot of ways to modify this for your specific situation, such as if you had your CRM data or your enterprise resource management database. It might have an export where it tags all your employees, your salesmen by date, and says all of the sales they made by date and by person. If that's the case, then this could easily work with that. I would have to modify it a little bit for you, but basically the idea is you have your list of employees here, and this is supposed to be a data validation of the definition of employees. So let me just bring that down. So we're just saying, let's put a couple more in here. Build. I'm just going to, so we have some data to look at and see how it looks. Let's switch up the order. Just so we get some kind of a variation in the data so it helps me explain it. Okay, so we've defined all of your employees in the validation, and here definition. So this is where you put in, you're only going to put information in here as static. So you want a unique list of employees. That could go down as far as you want. You can set targets for each employee here, monthly and quarterly targets. You can also set monthly and quarterly growth targets. Then we just have month, quarter, year. This is just validation for date range picking on the tracking tab, which I'll show later. Anyway, so you have your unique list of employees and their targets manually entered here. Everything in this light yellow is manually entered. Then we actually have the historical transaction record. So this, to make it easy and avoid mistakes, is a drop down of each person. What you would do, or if you have an export of this, you could just export it, is you put in their name, the amount of sales they got, and the date that they got that sale. Now, if you only want to enter it, say, monthly for each employee, that's fine. Just pick any day of the month, put in the amount, and put their name in, and it will come up on the tracking on the monthly summaries. No problem. Okay, so that's pretty much it. We have our historical record and we have our tracking. Now, the functionality is nice. On the front end here, you can pick between what employee you want to report on. So let's say we pick Ted, and we want to report by month, and we want to start with April 1st, 2017. So you can see April 1st, here we go, April, May, June, July, all the way to March 1st of 18. And it actually is summing up each of his sales amounts between those dates for Ted, specifically. Now we've got his goal in here as 1,000. It looks like he's actually beating his goal for, this is all random, but for about 7 months. Then he's dropping off a little bit. Now you could do definitions. You could set monthly targets per month per person. So say for Jim, for January you have 750. For Jim, for February you have a different number. I would just have to modify the table, and again that would be something specific to your business, and that's why I have not included it in here, because the model is supposed to be as simplified as possible but still show, give you the functionality of being able to use it. Okay, so pretty straightforward. With the growth percentage, it all works the same thing. This is just taking the sales growth month over month and saying what it is. And then you've got your target, and then you've got your variance from the target, and then you've actually got your growth percentage variance. So the percentage variance is a little bit difficult to see, but you could just, if you look at it here, you can see our actual growth was 320% this month. The goal was only 5%, so the variance was a positive 315%, and that positive 315% was actually 6,300% higher than the 5%. Now, a more normal scenario here, your goal is 5% and you made 20% in the month, or you made 20% gross in the month. Your variance was only 14%, so it's about 3 times what your goal is, so that's 300%. So that's kind of how the logic goes. Same thing goes for the sales numbers. But obviously for sales you have dollar amounts and then percentage. The dollar amount varies from the goal. Here you're actually measuring the amount of percentage growth changes from the percentage target. And all this dynamically updates. Then we got our chart here. The line with the diamond says the actual sales, and the sales goal is right there, the budget. Now that would dynamically move up and down too if you had the budget changing over time. Now let's say I wanted to do, well, let's try to pick someone else. Who's the highest? Mike. Oh, Roger, we didn't have much data for him. Must have not picked him at the bottom. That makes sense. Okay, so Mike's got a high one. Let's see, Jim. Not good. Now this is all random data. Ooh, Bill's pretty good up there. It looks like the best. You can see his numbers there. A lot of people managers just see the red and green and then the magnitude with the chart, and that's kind of how they make decisions. So that's what I try to focus on, is make it as simple as possible. Give some colors, and you can just report. You can pick whoever you want to pick, and this is like a snapshot for that employee. Now there's also, this could be a snapshot by, instead of going by employee, it could be by product type or revenue type. If you're just doing reporting on your whole business revenue, that's very easy to change all the definitions, and then you just change, data entry is pretty much the same. You're just picking a different, instead of picking an employee, you're picking a revenue stream, or you're just picking one thing here if you only want to report on your entire revenue of your business. I guess that's pretty much it. And for me, the ability of a model to be used and understood with relatively little explanation is important. So that's what I'm trying to do here, but still give some kind of a complexity in the analysis and snapshot and make it dynamic and usable for any organization. So I think we've done it here. So it's sales goal tracking. I hope to see you guys purchasing it. If you want this model, it is available through smarthelping.com. Right now, I basically only have 2 prices. I have a mid-level price, which is $45, and I have an upper tier price, which is $125 a model. This is going to be a $45 one. If you purchase it, I'll send it over. If you want me to do any modifications or fit this to your specific business or however you want, my standard billing rate is $40 an hour. I will bill via PayPal, and it will be estimated on the job hours it takes to do whatever you want to do, and we'll kind of go like that and fill up the budget. Alright, that's all I got. Have a great rest of the month. It's the 23rd. I've already done 3 models this month, so I'll probably not do one again until April, but who knows what will happen.